Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, baseball's back in Kannapolis, and you know what that means. That's right. Season 2 of Talking Ballers coming your way right now. And we're back. Season 2 of Talking Ballers. The boys are back in town. That means Trevor Wilt and I are back in the studio. Trevor, how you feeling, my friend?
Dude, let's get it. We're back, man. I am so excited. I think I texted you right before I got here today. I was like, dude, I got butterflies on my stomach.
Let's go.
Writing up the script for us today, and I know sometimes me and you go off the script. Well, all the time we go off the script, but it's in a good way because we just kind of go with what our heart's feeling that day. And, man, my heart's back here with the Talking Ballers podcast. I'm pumped, man. Baseball's back, baby.
I am so 100% in agreement with everything you just said. I love it so much. It was so great to be back at the stadium this weekend to see the boys playing some baseball. It was so great to hear you on the mic again, down on the field in that gold vest.
Come on.
Man, you know, I think for me, most of all, man, it was so much fun just to be back in the booth with the gang, getting things rolling. You know, this, like you, this is my 7th season with the Kannapolis Baseball Club, and whatever rendition we are, whether it be Intimidators or Cannonballers or Ajolotes or, you know, whatever we're going to be, man. But it's such an honor to be up in that booth and to be the guy that gets to talk to
cool.
the people of Kannapolis.
Yeah, man. So I added in that read. I don't know if you recognized it on the first couple days that you were there saying, hey, my name is Jordan Cannell, be the PA announcer.
I did notice that.
I was like, you know what? I feel like a lot of people already know who you are, but at the beginning of the game, I think it's really cool just to put that out there and just let people know, like, hey, like, you're not just the PA announcer, the voice of on the speakers at Atrium Health Ballpark. Like, you're Jordan Cannell. And I think it'd be cool. I let Brian Nelson, who's going to be calling all of our Sunday games, he said it on Sunday, and he came up to me. He's like, hey, that was pretty cool. I'm like, yeah, like, I want people to know that y'all are people. You're not just a voice recording.
Yes.
You're not just a face with a good voice. Like, you guys, I want people to know your name because y'all are speaking throughout. So, I don't know. I thought it was really cool, and because I think what y'all do is really cool. And it was really fun whenever you sent it down for the On the Diamond with Falls Jewelers. I was like, oh, I got to hear Jordan's voice again. That was fun. I had a great time bantering back and forth all game long.
Oh, man, it's so much fun. I don't think people understand that we actually have a good time while we're doing it.
Oh, yeah.
And most of the time, like, the banter is probably banter that we would do off the microphone.
Correct. And it is 99% of the time, if not 100% of the time, is stuff that we have no clue we're going to say until that event happens. We're like, I don't know, we're doing the baby race, and something stupid happens, and the next thing you know, you're throwing down a joke, and I'm like, all right, my mic's off. I'm telling 13 people to get off, but you say something so funny, and I turn my mic back on as I'm picking up a 2.5-year-old kid and getting them off the field so I don't get yelled at by an umpire. And I'm like, oh, yeah, that was a good joke right there.
There's moments, man, where I have noticed that, especially towards the end of last season and more this opening weekend, where, like, I'll say something and you're like, oh, I got to turn this mic back on.
But no, I love it, though. Whenever you do it, it makes me happy because, again, that's what I think the crowd misses out at a lot of the higher affiliated ball.
Sure.
Where you just don't get that fun, and you don't feel like you're a part of a conversation. So I think whenever me and you have that conversation, people are like, oh, look, like, we're in the midst of a conversation from right field to behind me in the press box at home plate. Like, they're in the middle of it. They're listening to it. I think the crowd likes it. Well, hopefully they do.
Dude, you can tell a lot of times when the crowd gets into it because you'll hear them chuckle. You'll hear them, like, at first for some people it probably is like, are they allowed to do that? Like, they're coming because they don't usually hear stuff like this. But we started doing this, like, 3 seasons ago now, where you and I, where you came to me and you were like, hey, I think we should do this.
Yeah.
And I was the one that was like, are you sure?
Are we allowed to do this? Like, hey, better ask for forgiveness than ask for permission sometimes.
Yeah, and man, it's become, to me, part of what makes the Cannonballers game day experience pretty special.
Yeah.
There's a lot of cool things that happen in our games that make us, in my opinion, probably one of the best minor league experiences in the country.
Yeah, I agree.
But and it's not just one thing. There's
Correct.
a lot of things that we do thrown into that 3.5 hours or 4 hours of time that we have these people's attention, and it's fun. Speaking of game day, bro, like, what is your best game day feeling?
Best game day feeling.
Yeah.
Let's see, man.
Like, what gets you going on game day?
Well, the games itself are huge for me. Like, whenever I'm working 95 hours in a week, I look forward to get the games itself more than anything in the entire world. Gates opening is really fun for me whenever I get down there in a good time.
Oh, yeah, because you're like right there in it.
Correct. I love whenever the gates open, and then that means, like, hey, this is the start of it. First pitch is really fun for me. I'm a huge national anthem guy.
Yes.
I love, because it's my only time of peace and quiet to myself where I can say my pregame prayer. I can take in the crowd, take in the ball game. But as I'm now just speaking, without this being a premeditated answer, I think whenever I send the players to the field, like whenever I tell them and count them down from the hype video, and then I yell up to you guys, let's go, let's go, let's go.
Yeah,
send them,
yeah.
send them, send them. And then you yell, let's, like, take in the field, the canap, like that. That's probably my favorite part. So I think it's all pregame for me. During the game, like, there's so many other things, but like when it's like seeing the guys looking up at me and waiting for me to say, hey, you're good to go. That's a great feeling, knowing that, like, where the game started, that's going. National anthem, pregame prayer is fun. I mean, anytime you look at the grass, it's beautiful, or you see someone running around with a hot dog and a nice cold beverage in their hand. Like, that's, I don't know, it's, I think that's so much fun as well.
I think that's a really appropriate answer. Like, there's so much that makes baseball wonderful and amazing, and for me, I think it's the greatest sport in the world.
Yeah.
It's the only sport in the world where you fail more than you succeed, and you can be a Hall of Famer.
Correct. Yeah.
That's incredible.
It's crazy.
I mean, I think for me though,
I was about to say, yeah. What you got? What's one of your best, like?
I love what you said about pregame, because I think I understand what you're saying about that, because we do a lot more of what we do pregame. Like, pregame is kind of like our, hey, we get the show rolling.
Yeah.
You know, and then in game it's tough, but like we're calling the game, and we're we're doing the promotions mid. You know, but
We got time slots.
There's more constraint on that for us. I think for me though, there's like maybe like two things that stand out to me. I love the sound of metal spikes on concrete.
Oh yeah,
that gets me going.
Yeah,
like
that's
that gets like my baseball blood boiling, bro. I'm like, let's go.
Yeah, that's a good point.
I also low key love the smell of pine tar.
Oh wow.
Like, there's something about it, dude. Like, I don't like the feel of it. I think it's gross and sticky.
Yeah.
But the smell of it, man, like, especially like combined with like all the other, like the smells of leather and pine tar and cleats scratching on concrete, that's, to me, is like, that is a sound that says everything's right with the world.
Oh, that's awesome. That is one of the greatest. If you don't know the sound of a cleat hitting concrete, just toss it up on TikTok or YouTube or Google.
ASMR.
What?
ASMR cleats and concrete. That should be something that people ASMR.
Wait, what is ASMR?
It's like that listening thing. Is it the audible thing where people do like oh, that's ASMR. Like, people get really close to a microphone and they eat something. Or
okay. Yes. Oh, I completely agree.
I would listen to cleats ASMR. I could do that.
That should be something.
Was that
sure.
Is that weird? Did I just make it weird?
No.
Okay.
Well, yeah, but
okay.
no, you didn't.
My bad.
Because it makes sense. It makes total sense. I absolutely love that.
And then I guess, like, from the PA side of things, the things that gets me going, bro, is when I get to call a baller bomb.
Oh yeah, and you got one on opening day, right?
Got one on opening day. Got one on Saturday too.
OMG. Wait, what?
I said OMG. It's LMG.
Yeah. You came up with that end of last year. or were you ever able to use it or no?
I was never able to use it.
Because he did not. So again, this is Lyle Miller Green.
Yeah.
He did not do well whenever he was a Kannapolis Cannonballer.
Yeah, it was last year was rough for him.
It was rough. It was rough. And
but
again,
it was also probably it's hard for any guy to transition into professional baseball, but
correct.
It seemed for him like he was really struggling. But then, dude, like he hit the ball on Friday night that didn't land till Saturday. You know,
that's a great. It went on off of Laureate Way. I mean, cleared the entire ballpark, 441 feet.
Keon, the TrackMan guy that sits like
to your right,
to my right. It took TrackMan a minute to even get the stats up because he hit it so daggum far.
Oh my gosh, that's awesome.
So and then Keon graciously told us it was 441 feet, 114 miles an hour off the bat.
Holy shnikes!
That is a grown man home run.
That is a Major League Baseball home run.
As they say on the old school baseball games, that is a Ruthian club.
A Ruthian club. Yeah, I mean that was so. Again, he's an older guy as Lyle Miller Green, and I love the call. Yeah, OMG, it's LMG.
Yeah, dude.
I love that. That's cool. I don't know if hopefully he likes it.
But for me, like calling the ball or bombs, because I say like I hold ball or bomb
until they get to second.
When they touch first base, I say that's a baller, and I hold baller till they touch second base.
Oh, I love that.
And to me, it's so much fun.
Oh, whenever you do it, it gives me chills. And then we got Kiss FM.
The Beasley Media Group, Kiss FM sponsored home runs this year. So after the call, I get to say, that ball or bomb sponsored by Beasley Media Group, Kiss FM 95.1.
Yeah.
But man, like it's just so much fun. And then when they round third base, and right when they get about halfway, like I'll do like their name. Like so for Lyle Miller Green, I said, OMG, it's LMG, right when he touched the plate.
That's so cool, man.
And the same thing for King George. I'll say like, oh, hell, King George, as he touches the plate.
I love that. Whenever you say all hell King George, did you say that whenever we did the All-Star lineups?
I did.
Did you?
Yeah.
I didn't notice it. See, who all got a nickname for the All-Star lineups?
It was only King George and LMG.
Okay, you got both of them.
I have some that are in the works right now.
I feel like Jordan Sprinkle, you could maybe have a good one for that. We had him 2 years ago.
Yeah.
He struggled a little bit this past season with Winston, and so I believe so he's starting with us. Hopefully get that confidence up.
Yes.
He's a guy who could be a top 30 prospect. He's a guy who should be playing Major League Baseball at one point in his baseball career. But that's another good nickname. Before, I don't want you to showcase any nicknames prematurely, but can you give us any names? Do you have any names of guys you're like, I really want to have him a nickname?
Yeah, Mogollon. Javier Mogollon.
Mogollon. Yeah, he's one of the top 30 prospects, too.
Yeah,
We're going to talk about him in a bit.
Working on, I think, J-Mo.
J-Mo?
Yeah.
Oh, I like that.
Yeah.
And that almost like Americanizes a little bit for everybody, so we don't have to try to pronounce his last name.
Right.
J-Mo.
Yeah.
Yeah. Wait, what? Because his first name is what?
Javier? Yeah.
Javier, J-Mo, Mogo. How would you? No.
I don't really know. It would probably be like something like stepping to the plate for the Ballers, J-Mo, Javier, Mogollon. Something like that.
So, and then the double L is a Y, right?
Oh, dude, it's a weird name. Mogollon. Like it took me a minute to get it.
It's almost
right.
like he's Italian and
Mogollon and
Hispanic at the same time.
It took so honestly, like most Hispanic names now don't give me much trouble. But there's a kid from Hickory, man, like he had a weird name too. It was like Antonivis something, and I was like, dude, this is weird because it's like I want to say like Anton, but it's Anton for him. It was specifically in the pronunciation guide.
On is whenever you see the A in Spanish,
because it was AH too, like on.
So it would be on,
but it was ant, like ANT, like in the pronunciation guide.
Yeah.
And I was like, this is interesting.
That's so fun, dude. I've met so many
Antonis Macedas. That was his name, Antonis Macedas.
That is a really different
It was a different
Where was he
one.
from? Do you know?
Venezuela.
Yeah. Yeah,
Caracas.
that's different. But it should be whenever you see the A, it's normally the sound. And
so I would have said I would have normally if there wasn't a pronunciation guide, I would have said Antonis Macias.
Yeah, wow, that's cool.
Yeah,
that's cool though.
But pronunciation guide got me. He's like Antonis Macias.
They didn't have anybody even. I guess they had their clubhouse manager, Mr. Ryan or Brian. He ended up making the trip, but other than that, they didn't really have any representation.
No,
which is weird.
It's weird because like the most of the time now we have like visiting radio guys that are coming with these teams,
and they're right down the road, man.
Yeah.
They're back in the Carolina League.
They're back in the Carolina League. That's what happens when the Spartanburgers come in and say we got a new stadium. We're gonna take high A from you and. But honestly, no shade on Hickory, bro, but that stadium's a low A stadium in Hickory.
It is. I firmly believe that as well.
It's pretty bad. It's pretty bad.
But then again, I think
that's coming from a place that we used to have a bad stadium.
Correct.
Too,
yeah.
so.
And then me and Jordan, we've been quoted on air saying we think we have a high A/double A experience.
Oh, bro, we have a double A.
If we could add on another 2,000 seats, that would
easily
be really awesome.
It can happen.
Yeah.
You know, like Angels in the outfield. Hey, it could happen.
It could happen.
Yeah,
it could happen.
Man, I love this, dude. I'm so excited that we're back, bro. Like,
dude, I think we could talk for probably 4.5 hours on this first podcast.
Yeah, we could, man.
We won't.
We're already we're 15 minutes in, and we haven't even talked about the opening 3 games yet.
Yeah, we'll get a full run. I don't even know if we're gonna get to the full run. We'll try to have some fun. Well, I guess we'll jump into how the Cannonballers did on opening weekend. So the All-Star lineups were awesome to do, like the World Series lineups.
Yeah.
That was a lot of fun. Although it's insanely. For me, I had to put together this crazy timeline of basically every minute from the time gates open to we start first pitch. I'm surprised we started 7:01.
Oh, dude.
I thought it was going to be like 7:08 or 7.
I'm going to throw this in there, too.
11.
This may be like an unpopular opinion.
Yeah.
We should just make our start time 7:03 and just say we're nodding to Dale Earnhardt.
I know Matt Millward is going to listen to this, my general manager, but Matt, I'm going to say this out of the kindness of my heart. I propose this to our front office and to Matt.
The 7:03 thing?
7:03, and then the 3 would be the number 3 for Dale, and then it would literally we would put like his number in it, and then it was gonna take a lot. Matt's like, Trev, he's like, dude, we got to get it like approved by Dale Earnhardt's people.
Yeah.
And then we have to do that. Then we have to get approved 7:03, and why it's not 7:05 or like 7 o'clock. Then we got to do that. Well, he's like, and then it would throw off everything.
There's a couple. What is it? Myrtle Beach, they start 7:02, right?
I think they're 7:02, and then of course Charlotte Knights are 7:04 because they're in the 7:04.
Code, yeah.
And then Matt's like, Trev, I think that's a lot of hurdles to jump. But if it is something that we get backing from, then I think Matt would be like, hey.
Yeah.
Like, if we can get it approved, like, now for next year.
Yeah.
And it was, like, a late thing that I said. I was like, Matt, hey, I really think we should do this. And he's like, Trev, he's like, we got to get approved by his people, and then we got to do it. I'm like, yeah, okay, that makes sense. So there was a lot going on.
And honestly, bro, like, knowing Matt, too, like, it sounds like he's not saying no.
Correct.
He's saying, this is what we would have to do to make it happen. Which,
correct.
Honestly, like, I have no idea about any of that. But, you know,
But I like how you like that idea, though, without
cool.
even me telling you.
It's cool, yeah.
Yeah.
Well, it's like, you know, we have the 388, you know, out there, like the 3 and the 88, like for, you know, it's cool. Like
for Dale and Dale Jr.
we have these little nods, man. And, but yeah, so.
Start every game like 1:33 on Sundays. 6:33, 6:03, 7:03. I think we could do it. I think, especially if you put his number 3, but that's the biggest thing is getting the permission to do that.
Yeah.
And do we have to pay money for it? Do we have to do all this stuff?
And unfortunately, Dale Earnhardt Incorporated has not always been the most easy to work with for us in the history of our history with said
people.
Dale Earnhardt Incorporated.
Yeah, that's all. And that's, as Forrest Gump would say, that's all I got to say about that.
That's right.
But yeah, man, so yeah, opening day, it was a lot of fun. So, of course, opening weekend, it's cool. You see the bunting that's all around the ballpark, the red, white, and blue.
Yes.
And a lot of people don't know that that's like the term for it. It is called bunting.
It's very traditional.
Very traditional.
Yeah.
I wish, so we kept it up all weekend long, which a lot of teams do. You try to do that. I wish it was just something that was open, that we kept up all season long.
Well, for us, the bunting also happens to be our colors.
Correct. So it helps out.
For most teams, it's not. But for us, it actually is our colors. But
I would like it, but I guess you do got to take it down.
Yeah.
Right?
I mean,
you don't have to.
You don't. I mean, I could go either way with it. I think it's cool because I'm a big traditionalist when it comes to baseball, in the sense of like that's why I love like our scoreboard, like our ticker. I don't know if people notice this, but it's green for a reason. Like we put green behind like the score because we want it to feel like an old ballpark.
An old ballpark, yeah. I think was that a Trace thing a few years ago?
Melissa,
that's right, Melissa Clark.
Yeah,
our
so
old video
actually was a part of that conversation, which was really cool.
Oh, that's cool. Yeah, because it almost pays homage to like the Chicago Cubs, the Fenway Park, and things like that too.
Fenway, Wrigley. You could even throw out like stadiums like St. Louis. Man, like their scoreboards are green.
Yeah.
And it's just cool. It's a cool little nod to baseball.
Heck yeah. All right, so baseball. We went 1-2 over the weekend.
Yeah. Not ideal.
Not ideal, but we had a lot of primetime performers step up every single game. So like opening day, Big George.
King George.
All hail King George. He had 2 hits. He had a double. And whenever he hits a double, whenever he hits a home run or even a single, everybody in the entire ballpark can hear it because his exit velo is normally so high.
Bro.
He's 6 foot a billion, and by that I mean I think he's 6'7", 250 something pounds, like of pure muscle, just like his father.
And dude, that double, he didn't even get it, and it landed on the warning track.
Yeah,
like it was one of those things where he literally just like slapped his bat out there because it was probably close enough to be called a third strike. But I remember I leaned over to Chris, our pitch clock guy, and I said, he didn't even get all of that. And it landed on the warning track in the air like a line drive.
He's stinking 19 years old.
And it's ridiculous, man. Like that featurette that we posted on our page, like they talk about like when he gets his man strength, he's going to be scary.
Oh, yeah. Like I don't even know who you could compare him to at the major league level, especially from the left side.
No, honestly, like I can't think of anyone either.
It's tough.
Because of his build and because he's hitting from the left side.
Yeah,
you could like frame wise, and because he plays right field, people are going to go the Aaron Judge route.
Yeah,
but he's more athletic than Judge, I think, in the sense of Judge is his body is very blocky, like it's a very block style body.
Correct.
George looks like it's not awkward 6'7". It's like, like his frame looks like a normal frame.
Yeah, it's very true. That's very true. Yeah, he could go out and play multiple sports. He looks like he could be like a tight end on a football.
Yes, yep.
Like Aaron Judge, not really.
Yeah. And then you're talking about man strength. LMG 441 feet Friday night.
That was again. It did not perform at the way
also
that
had
we
a double
thought.
that night.
Correct. Yeah. He had a couple hits and did not perform that a way that he wanted at the end of last year whenever he got called up. I think it was just a lot kind of going into it. Like you said, the adjustment to being a guy who went to 4 or 5 different colleges to, hey, now this is your everyday grind. You got to do it. And whenever he hit that home run, I bet you that was just a breath of fresh air for him because that dude's got so much talent. Technically, he's a two-way guy.
Yeah.
So he can pitch. I think he only pitched like one time during spring training, or maybe it wasn't even spring training. It was like fall ball this past year, but he has so much talent. Really big guy. I don't think he's on the prospect list, the top 30 prospect list anymore.
Okay.
But I think he's right on the cusp.
Yeah.
Like he's a guy we could totally see him being a Major League Baseball player one day.
And then pitching staff, bro, struck out 12. Mason Moore did look really good.
He did.
And I was really refreshed to see how deep they let him go pitch count-wise.
And that you normally never see that, especially early on.
I've never seen it in my 7 seasons with the team. Like, and it was really refreshing because they let him work. But then I asked Dan Haloti, you have baseball questions, especially about low-A baseball. You talk to Dan Haloti. I said, Dan, what do you think about this team? He said, offensively, it's the best team we've had in a long time, ever, maybe. He said, we're going to struggle with our bullpen. He said, pitching will be what loses us games if we lose games.
Which is the opposite of what we had last
year.
Last year we had the Tau City Triumvirate.
The Triumvirate, baby.
And then you had, Lucas Gordon, Aldrin Batista, and Seth Keener.
Yep.
And then next thing you know, we ended up adding a few other guys that you could add to that list. And it was like every Friday, Saturday, Sunday, we knew we were going to win those baseball games. We did.
Yeah. And maybe this year we're going to be an offensive team. We've seen snippets of what it could be. But let me just, I thought about this too. Our 3-4-5 potentially could be disgusting offensively.
Offensively?
If you have, I mean, just think about this. Braden Montgomery,
Yeah.
King George,
Yeah.
LMG, 3-4-5.
It's massive.
And then if they all start hitting the ball and raking, dude, I don't know a better 3-4-5 that I could think of in low A as far as like power.
That's raw power right
Yeah.
there. And then you sprinkle in Nick McClain, a top 30 prospect who smaller guy but can hit the absolute piss out of the baseball. And I mean, there's a few other guys that you can really look at, thinking to yourself like Caleb Bonham, another guy who's the 11th best prospect in
What
the
a
Chicago
fun name too.
Bonham, yeah. We thought it was Bonham, and then what's his name? Asked him. He's like, "Hey, how do you say your name?" He's like Bonham. All right, cool.
Yeah,
it is Bonham, right?
Yeah, Bonham.
Okay, cool.
Caleb Bonham.
And, but again, like could be a disgusting offense, and then you toss in a guy like Mikey Kane who only got to play just 40 plus games last year because he ended up getting hurt, but he batted almost 280, 290 last year. Was one of the best consistent players for our skipper Pat Leland this past season, and then now he's fully healthy. Doesn't play the first 2 games. Plays the last game on Sunday. Hits a home run, a triple, which ended up bouncing off the third baseman's body, going in the dugouts, and then technically it was a Little League home run.
Hustle, dude. It's all hustle.
Oh, yeah. Like he's another guy that, I mean, this offense could be disgusting.
Even like his home run Sunday, like he was almost to second base before they called it. Like, and he's like rounding second base. And he's like, oh, he's like does the simple like they gave me a home run.
Yeah, that's the way that he plays baseball. He plays it. He goes to the wall at all times. So I love him. He's such a good guy.
Yeah.
He'd be another fun guy, another guy grinding like a Matt Hogan that I would love to kind of have on the podcast.
Matt Hogan, man.
Up in Winston.
I was bummed for him to hear that he's starting back in Winston, like especially after I thought he had a pretty good year back. Like he's staying in Birmingham. They couldn't let him go. Like he stayed. Like he hit good enough to stay.
Correct, which is awesome. I know he ended up dipping towards the last month of the season, but a lot of guys do. That you go through the entire year grind, the 130 grind, and next thing you know, you're like, oh crap, this is late. So it happened, but
it does, man. And then
hopefully he grinds up there in Winston.
And then you think about Saturday and Sunday for us, we did 2 jersey debuts.
Dude,
pretty cool.
Saturday, those red 4 Ktown jerseys. That's kind of what we're calling it, the 4 Ktown.
Our version of the City Connect.
Yes, that's literally what it is. And guys, that was awesome. We had over 4,000 fans on opening night, and we actually surpassed that on the second day as well. We had 4162.
Yeah.
Come inside Atrium Health Ballpark, so that was awesome. Only lost 5-6, great game, but Montgomery had that big home run. Yep. Dude, his legs are dry. He looks like an Alabama running back with his legs, dude. But he had 2 hits and a home run. But we did strike out 17 times, so that we did that towards the end of last year too with Alec Makarevich. He did that. George Wilco, a few other guys. We were striking out 2-3 times for each batter and striking out 15 to 20 times a game. And that happened on Saturday.
It's opening weekend. I mean, honestly, this first month of the season, it's one of those things. Like we talked about this last year too, man. It's the part of being a low A baseball team is you get the guys that are there in low A either because they're young and they're just starting out, or they're older and they really haven't put it together yet.
Yeah.
And so that's what we're going to get. But then you get these glimmers of, man, this could be pretty cool. Like, well, I think, honestly, Friday night was rough. We left 12 guys on base. Bases loaded 3 times. We left them loaded.
Yeah, it's not fun.
That's tough, bro.
Yeah, it's tough.
And then Saturday, I can't really speak much into Sunday because I don't call Sundays this year. But Saturday, man, I thought that we showed a bunch of heart getting back to 5-6.
Correct.
Even honestly, I thought King George had a big league at bat when he even just hitting the sack fly to get the 5th run in.
Dude, that was so close to going out.
I know. But honestly,
gosh.
for him, like he just went with the ball, hit it the opposite field.
Correct.
He did his job. He got the run in, and that's a big league at bat.
Yeah.
And
he's got to get better at. I think he's going to continue to get better at the mental game.
Yep.
Because he'll get down on himself.
Yep.
He'll strike out 3-4 times in a game, and then he lets it get to him, and he shows it as emotion. He'll throw his bat. He'll throw his helmet, and that was a mature big league at bat. hits that, goes back to the dugout. Everyone daps him up like he just hit a 2-run double, basically. And that's how it should be.
That's exactly how it should be. I mean, you think that's baseball. Baseball is sometimes you sacrifice for your team, right?
Manufacture those runs when you can.
And then you look at a guy like we're talking about, he could definitely get a harness on those emotions. But then the other side of it, you look at the way he celebrates with his teammates.
Oh, it's the best.
Dude, like I loved like watching those videos of him coming out and doing like the hook with Mikey Kane.
Yeah, it was so cool.
Dude, like, and it's just to me, but he does that with like, he did the same thing with Lyle Miller Green on Friday night. Like, he was the first one to meet him out of the dugout.
Oh, see,
and
that makes my heart happy.
Like, he was just as jacked for him as like if he would have been the guy to hit that home run.
That's great. And guys, it's cool that Jordan brings that point up because I know last year, whenever he first got here, we took off. We did really well, and we did that. And the team was so good at the beginning of last year. Of course, we won the first half championship, which gave us that spot in the Carolina League South Division playoffs. But the team, every single game, was jacked out of their minds to play baseball. Like they were so excited, and he was a big part of that. And every single game, it was him and Juan Gonzalez.
Yes.
They were screaming at each other, yelling. You had the coaching staff doing the exact same thing. And then as soon as everyone got promoted, after that first half,
sucked a little bit of life out.
It sucked the life out. I remember talking to King George about it. And he's like, Trev, I'm not gonna lie. He's like, I still love coming to the ballpark more than anything. He's like, but the first half, it was special. He's like, the guys were special. It was just so much fun just to be there. And he's like, I was so excited. He's like, that was me. And so hopefully he is now. And then I don't think he took that. I don't know. We can hopefully talk about him on the podcast this year again. But it's like, ask him the question, like, this year, do you feel like you're that guy who has to bring the energy?
I mean, it looks like it to me, bro.
Which is awesome. Yeah. Which is a great step for him.
I noticed it. And also because like I'm just the guy that looks at the dugout more like than I look at the guy rounding the bases. Like I look at what the dugout's doing.
Yeah.
Also, it's like my point of view is like I'm staring right at our dugout.
You're right into the dugout. Yeah, and, that's true, man.
But honestly, dude, like I thought that was really cool. Like because George didn't have a great weekend, but he was a great teammate.
Yeah, that says a lot about his maturity,
especially for a guy like him who. I mean, I'll just say it, is going to be a superstar.
Yeah, he's going to be a Major League Baseball player. Yeah. So, again, these are the guys that we wish they were here forever. We wish they were here for the whole year. But at the end of the day, we understand this is a business, and we hope that he gets promoted in the first couple months, maybe before I think he could hopefully be a mid-season promotion where we get him for the first 2 months of the year. He does his thing, and then they send him up to Winston as a 19-year-old kid. You're playing high A ball at 19 years old. That's pretty stinking good.
You're doing something right.
Yeah.
You're doing something really right.
That would be really awesome for him to do. And
that's what we we even talked about it off mic, like when we found out he was coming back. Like both of us were like, we don't know if he's going to be here that long.
Yeah.
And so for us fans of the Cannonballers of baseball in Kannapolis, enjoy King George while he's here because we won't be the King's Court for long. The King's Court will move.
Yes, it will move, and then it's going to be in the majors again. Hopefully, I think I was looking at they always have a projected major league debut year. I think his was 2027, which I could totally see that happening where hopefully he's in Winston this year, and then next year he goes Double A, and then the following year he gets his Triple A, and then he hopefully gets the call up in 2027. That would be really cool. So, I can't wait to watch him continue to flourish. And 6'7", 19 years old, 250, pure muscle, not a lot of body fat.
Yeah,
and if you've seen his dad in person, his dad
it all makes
looks like
sense.
Arnold Schwarzenegger, but 6'6".
Yeah,
it all makes sense. All is right in the whole cold world. So, so. Yeah, I love the way that he's maturing, of course, on the home weekend. And then how about Sunday, man? Repping the KCB pinstripe jerseys for the very first time. Of course, that's our White Sox-inspired jerseys. And
dude,
we won.
They looked good. Like
they didn't look good, dude. They looked phenomenal.
Dude, like when we say like the kids say they got Riz,
And they got it's
they got
drip, right?
Man, listen, it was all that and a bag of chips.
Come on.
It was the Chicago dog and the bag of chips, baby. Let's go.
We had Riz, we had drip, and a bag of chips. If you said that to an elementary school, they'd be like, dude, that dude's a loser. Like, what's a bag of chips got to do with it? Like, no.
But hey, we got to shout out our boy, bro.
Yeah, Joel Johnson. He's our graphic designer for the Kannapolis Cannonballers. This was his first ever design that he did for his team that was on a professional field and professional baseball field. And fun fact, he started to tear up at the end of the game up in the press box while we were all waiting. We had to put the tarp on 3 hours after the game ended yesterday. So we all stuck around for 3 hours after the game ended, and he started to tear up. He's got a very kind heart, but I don't think I've ever seen him be emotional. And he's like, and I saw some like tears in his eyes. His eyes were watering. And he's like, guys, I'm getting emotional. He's like, that was the first thing that I designed, that it wasn't like just office like the Kannapolis red. Like he's like, hey, I want to do a Kannapolis red. I want to do that. And I think we should use the K logo. He didn't technically design that himself. He designed the KCB to look like the Chicago White Sox, almost like another City Connect type thing. Yeah. And it was really cool. And yeah, tip of the cap to you, Joel Johnson.
Way to go, Joel. It was awesome, bro.
Yeah, absolutely. And then just seeing the merchandise that was sold yesterday. Yeah. And then that was the ajolotes. He designed that as well.
And, dude, we were just talking off mic about that. It's outselling everything.
Outselling the red and the pinstripes. I think pinstripes second, then red. But it's like outselling both of those combined. We sold out of all of the fitted on-field caps in the first, I think, 72 hours. And we already put in an order for another one. We won't get it until like July just because of the craziness of ordering. But the jerseys, you see them all over the place. And you're like, dude, we haven't even played them yet. As them, the Ajolotes de Kannapolis, a.k.a. the Axolotls. And I guess you can tip your cap to Minecraft because apparently Axolotls are on Minecraft, and that's why so many kids are buying the merchandise.
Oh, wow. I didn't know that.
So if you see a bunch of the kids.
I just learned something.
Yeah. And so you got a Minecraft McDonald's Diet Coke over there.
The little DC from Mickey D's.
Yeah, so it's Minecraft. So apparently it's on that, and all these kids know about it. So that's why a lot of kids are buying Minecraft stuff. Wow. And buying the Axolotl stuff. But anyways, back to Sunday.
You heard it here first.
Heard it here first, yeah. But back to Sunday. So those were awesome. We got the players. So every single Sunday we're going to have deep dish Pizza Hut pizza. We're going to have Chicago dogs that I had on the broadcast. On the diamond, I hounded one in about 45 seconds, and I could eat 3 more. Oh, yeah. Pepperoncinis on it. Had this chef-inspired seasoning.
I saw a lot of people giving you some flack on social media for your form of eating the hot dog, of how, like...
Wait, really? Oh, I didn't see that. What? People are giving me...
I was like, man, they're just, like, throwing a bunch of shade at Trevor. It's not Trevor's fault that he's got to eat a hot dog on camera.
Wait, what was bad about the way I ate a hot dog? I didn't eat it like halfway. I didn't eat it like in the middle or something. I didn't take the bun off and just eat the wing. Like what?
Apparently, Trevor, it's just not a very manly thing to do on camera to eat a hot dog.
Okay, that's fair. All right.
And I'm like, give the guy a break.
I'm trying to show the people, man.
Yeah, dude.
I got a free hot dog.
Dude, your food reviews are Food Network worthy over there.
I think they are. It's opening day. So every single week we are going to do a smash burger at the smash burger cart down the third base concourse side in honor of the opposing team. Yeah. So all 11 series we're going to do one. So we did a hickory like smoked smash burger. So it
looked delicious.
It was delicious. And I took a bite and then I gave it to one of my favorite season ticket holders. He was about to buy it. I was like, I got you, bro. Nice. And it was great. Had to eat that on air. They sold out they didn't sell out, but they sold like hotcakes at McDonald's. And then we did the mini donut review on Saturday. They went crazy. And then the Chicago dog. I didn't hear the final numbers on Chicago dog, but I'm thinking it did well.
Oh, bro. And everything looked delicious.
Yeah, we want to keep doing more Chicago-based things. Every single Sunday, Southside Sunday, we're going to be wearing the white pinstripes. The players, though, whenever they were signing autographs, which we're going to do as gates open for 20 minutes every single Southside Sunday, the players like, Trev, we feel good. They're like, we feel like a big league ball player right now. Yeah. And that's awesome to hear. Yeah. So again, shout out to Joel for doing that.
Yeah,
And
man.
Shout out to the fans for
way to
receiving
go,
that.
Joel. Big win all around.
And we won.
And you won on Sunday. And speaking of like debuts here in Kannapolis this weekend, we also had a debut for our skipper who got his first win on Sunday.
Yes, yeah, Mr. Chadwick Hudson Pinder, also known as Chad Pinder. He told me his nickname. I was in the elevator with him the other day. I was like, "What do people call you?" I think it's like C-Pin or I don't know, or Pin or I don't know what it was. But anyways, yeah, 33-year-old skipper, so another young cat. And yeah, that was awesome. He got to bring his son CJ on the field to do the interview.
That's cool.
We interviewed Mikey Kane and George Wilco. He poured all the Gatorade all over
Again,
over
being
Mikey.
a great teammate.
Oh, I didn't even think about that.
Yeah, dude, just King George being a king.
Look at that. What a guy. But it was cool. So he brought down his son CJ, and again, he's a local guy, is Chad Pinder. He actually lives in the greater Charlotte area. I believe it's more that Matthews Mint Hill. So him and his wife, and I believe his 2 kids, they live over there. And so, yeah, so excited for him to get his first managerial win and first time for him coaching. And he just retired from baseball 2 years ago.
Yeah, I have vivid memories of watching him hit home runs as an Oakland Athletic.
Yeah, played 7 years with him. So yeah, I could see it.
And it was always the times too where you were like, "Wow, he just hit a home run in the most clutch situation." For a guy that's not known for hitting home runs like that.
Correct. He hit 2 or 3 grand slams like his first year or something like that, and hit one his first week. And
I love it. Career 242, almost 400 hits in the bigs. Played 553 games, and like you said, 7 years with the A's. That's incredible. But my favorite stat that I'm just seeing right now because of Trevor Wilt's amazing detective work. He played in the Cape Cod League for the Chatham A's,
he
baby.
did. I put that in there for you.
Summer catch, baby. Let's go.
I literally put that in there for you. And yeah, he's a Cape Cod dude.
Listen, man, there's a lot of major league players that have gone through Cape Cod.
Yeah.
I would say if you make it to Cape Cod, you have like an upper leg of getting to like Cape Cod.
Correct.
I mean, getting to the major leagues.
Yeah,
Cape is. I mean, the road to Cooperstown probably runs through Cape Cod.
It does. And if you think about it, yeah, if you're a college guy, again, it's only if you're basically in college.
Yeah, summer league. Yeah.
I feel like if you get to the Cape, you're almost like guaranteed to play AA baseball.
Dude.
It's what I feel. That's what I feel like they tell you. It's like, hey, if you can play in the Cape, you're going to play at least AA baseball, and then it's going to be probably up to you if you're going to make it to AAA or the majors.
Dude,
but you have the talent.
What that to me, that is like a dream bucket list, like summer trip. Like,
yeah, nice little week trip.
I remember last year we talked about this on the podcast. I watched the movie Summer Catch with my wife Jennifer.
I still have not seen it.
It's a great movie, dude. You got to watch it. I'm so disappointed.
Do we know if it's on any streaming services?
Oh, I don't know.
Got to check that out.
It's a great movie, though.
But yeah, so you watched it with Jen.
Freddie Prinze Jr., he plays a pitcher. He pitches for the Chatham A's, who are now known as the Chatham Anglers. Mm-hmm. But in my heart will forever be the Chatham A's.
Correct, yeah.
But it's such a great, like, you have like teams from like all around this little area of Massachusetts and the Cape Cod area, and there's all these little towns like Falmouth and like Hyannis and all these great little towns that have like these teams that have been there for years and years and years, man. And baseball, it's like baseball lives in Cape Cod in the summer, and I think it's so cool. Like, and for me as a baseball fan, I just want to take a trip. I want to go up there. And, like, it's, honestly, the admission is free. You bring your own seat. It's like watching.
Can I bring a cooler?
Yeah.
Oh wow, that's dangerous.
Dude, I mean,
dangerously
literally.
awesome.
I mean, think about this. The baseball's free. You provide your seat, which means you can literally sit anywhere. It's like high school stadiums with no bleachers, so you can just pull up your folding chair. People bring grills. People bring coolers. I mean,
and you're watching future Major League Baseball players.
And the baseball is good.
Yeah.
The baseball is good. I mean, listen, I don't know, man. I'm not a travel agent, but if I was, I'd be playing.
My wife is now.
I saw that. Congratulations, dude.
Yeah, Morgan. She's a travel agent.
She does like Disney stuff.
Yeah, so that's what she's gonna like specialize in for a while. But but hey, we could see if we can book something through or up there to Cape Cod.
Baseball excursion to Cape Cod.
Come on now. I feel like you either got to go to Iowa to go check out on the grass fields, or you're gonna end up going over there to Cape Cod.
Yeah.
So we can check that out.
I mean, dude, that sounds. I mean, we just went off on another tangent because I saw Chatham A's, but yeah. So, man, I'm so stoked about our new skipper. Like,
yeah, it's cool. He's an awesome guy.
We miss Pat Leland. Like, I missed Pat Leland's wave around third base this opening weekend. Like,
yeah.
I just grew fond of him. Like, he looked like he was just waving his arm off.
Correct.
You know?
Did that, and he took command of third base.
Yes.
And he's just a polarizing figure because of the last name.
Oh, yeah.
And then just of his size,
yes.
right? And you just think to him in the calf muscles,
right.
that you just see the calf muscles bursting through those white pants. And but whenever he was that. He was a great skipper. And,
yes.
And he matured a lot, and he got better over time. He wasn't the skipper that he was 2 years ago. He got a lot better this past year.
Yeah.
He grew a lot in that way. Again, shout out to him. He got married this past year as well. And I think that Chad will get there. Talking to him in the postgame, I was like, hey, congrats on the first managerial win, but like just talk me through your emotions this past weekend and what it felt like just being over there at third base and making the calls. And he goes, dude, I was timid. He's like, I was nervous. Like, am I making the right call? Am I bringing him in? I mean, guys, he was just playing Major League Baseball 3 years ago, minor league baseball 2 years ago, just retired in 2023. And he's been just, I think, well, again, we're going to talk to him hopefully here shortly, but I think he's, over the last year or two, he's just been chilling.
Right.
Chilling like a villain. And it's a lot,
well-deserved time off after a career like that, though,
correct.
man. Like, it would be tough to jump from like straight from playing to managing. Like, I feel like that'd be really tough.
Correct.
But he took taking that time too, and for him, like starting where he's at with us, like low A, I think it's great.
Yeah.
And I think we got a steal of a manager.
Yeah. And then, guys, the cool thing about him that we also noted is that he played first base, second base, third base, shortstop, left field, center field, and right field, and he DH'd 27 times.
Wow.
And he did basically all that other than first base, basically 50-plus games of his 500 and
it's one heck of a utility guy.
Crazy utility guy, so hopefully that translates to him, and I think that does translate to him, and I think that's why Chris Getz, the general manager of the Chicago White Sox, and the rest of his staff ended up bestowing upon him being the manager of the Kannapolis Cannonballers because, hey, you're going to be able to relate to a lot of guys, offensively, defensively, whatever that may be.
Yep.
And I think it's going to translate. It's gonna come with a learning curve. He's going to make wrong decisions, and he may be a little timid at first. And Pat was the complete opposite. Pat's like, go, go, go. You're going to get thrown out by 25 feet. I don't care. Go, go, go. And paid off a lot of times. And
he's going to find his identity.
Correct.
You know, because as a player, being a utility man, that's your identity. Like, I kind of can do a little bit of everything.
Yeah.
But as a manager, he's going to find his identity, and the players are going to jump on it too, man. And it's exciting. It's an exciting time to be a Cannonballers fan because you come off of last season, and you're like, man, what a great way to end the year. Obviously, we didn't get the last W of the year, but we had a lot of W's.
A lot of W's.
And I think this year, man, we're going to see the same stuff, you know, and it'll just look different, and that's okay because that's what minor league baseball is. It's going to look different every year.
Every year, yep.
And sometimes it's going to look different multiple times in a year, you know.
No, that's a guarantee right there.
But we do have some top talent on this team, bro, and I think, you know, a lot of people are going to be introduced to a couple of these guys this year, and they're going to become fan favorites. You know, I think one that's already probably like that jumps off the page is King George. You know, he's, you know, a number 10 prospect. But we have a higher prospect than King George. Believe it or not, there is a higher prospect on our ball club than King George.
Yeah, Braden Montgomery, top 50 prospect in all of baseball. He's the 5th best with us. So, of course, we had Colson Montgomery a couple years ago. He's the 4th best prospect right now in the White Sox org. But the 5th best now, Braden Montgomery, 21 years old. He was the first rounder, 12th overall this past year with the Boston Red Sox, and it was actually in that Chicago White Sox and Boston Red Sox trade for Garrett Crochet in December. So, again, he played a few years in college, played 2 with Stanford, and then 1 with Texas A&M, and then he had a pretty bad, I think it was foot or ankle injury that ended up taking him out of, I believe it was the College World Series. And so this is a guy that has so much talent. Again, his legs are ginormous. The guy's got speed. He can hit for power. He can play defense as well. He's a guy that everyone's going to know his name, and it probably will not be for very long in Kannapolis. So he's another guy. Get here as quick as you can. Get out to these games. Get those autographs. Get those selfies with him. He's a phenomenal human being as well. Already having a few times to chat with him. That's going to be fun to watch Braden Montgomery and know that he's going to be a Major League Baseball player in probably 2 years.
Yeah, it's really cool, man. And it's also like crazy to think, like, you know, with King George being a fan favorite, there is a more highly touted guy on our club than King George this year.
Yeah.
And that's, like, to me, exciting.
And the fun thing is, too, Jordan, is that me and you throughout doing this podcast last year, which was, again, so stinking fun, we got to almost create our own fan favorites, or our own favorites, but they weren't the best ball players, though.
No.
Some of them were not the best ball players, but like Matt Hogan was not our best ball player. He was like one of our favorite guys in the entire world.
Yes.
Lucas Gordon was just an absolute stud and was just fun to kind of be around and talk to. There were so many other guys that we got to chat with this past season that were like, you know what? You're not a top prospect. Yeah. But you play pretty dang good baseball, and you're just a top prospect human being.
That's right. That's right.
So, but George, a little bit of both that. George is a top prospect human being and one of the top ones as well. And then we added in a few other guys, too. Caleb Bonimer, the 11th best prospect. Again, he's a high schooler, 19 years old, second round in 2024, the two-time Gatorades Michigan High School Player of the Year. I don't know if they play a lot of baseball in Michigan, but if they do, I'm just kidding.
I do believe they do play it, but it's definitely probably looks a lot different up there than it does down here.
I can only imagine it looking a little bit different, but he seems
especially
like
with the time of year it starts.
Correct. Is he the guy who has this Christian walk-up song or no?
Bonimer, the guy that does Brother, let me be your shelter. It's Need to Breathe, right?
Yeah. Never leave it all alone.
I think it is Bonimer.
It may be Bonimer. There you go. So he's got a little bit of Christ on his side, which
that's
I love
cool.
that
That's cool.
Hey, and then I saw George Wilco. He's in the prayer circle pregame now, so they do it in the dugout. I don't think they do it on the field. At least one of the games they did it in the dugout, and I saw him do it a couple other times. George is in there, and about 10, 12 other guys too. We saw that at the beginning of last year.
Yeah.
It might have been all of last year, but I know that for a fact it was the beginning where we had a lot of guys in that prayer circle.
I tell you, man, that it's so cool that, you know, it can't be understated enough or overstated enough how important it is. Like, these guys, man, like they're leaving home.
Correct. They're lonely.
They can. I can imagine it can be very lonely, and you know, and for some of them, like, you know, you're talking about Pierce George, like. It's great, like, man, just having like I had a good friend of ours, Officer Norfleet.
Yeah,
Noah Norfleet said he ran into him at the coffee shop and he's in there with his Bible.
Oh,
you know, and
that's awesome.
And Noah was like, man, you should invite him to church. I was like, dude, that's awesome. But I tell you what, bro, like, you know, we're not here to be preachy or throw.
Correct. Yeah,
but I tell you what, man, it makes a difference in people's lives, like. When you have faith and you have stuff that you can hold on to like that, and for these guys, like it definitely, like, for us and for where we are in the country, and you know, we're in the Bible Belt, and it's cool. I think fans appreciate it.
Yeah,
I know we do. You know, both of us being believers, and I
know, like, the season could get lonely for these guys, and again. They have their teammates.
Yeah.
They're around awesome support system. They have all this. But whenever you go 0 for 4 and you have to go back and lay in a bed by yourself, and then you do that for 6 straight days, things can get lonely.
Yeah.
And you could feel alone. And then, but again, it's cool that when you see them doing that because, you know, like, hey, with Jesus, he's always in your heart. So you're never actually alone.
Never
and
alone.
You can lean back on those things. And, heck, there's little kids on Sunday. There was a youth group out there from a local church, and they were passing around these little Jesuses.
The little Jesuses.
Yeah. Do you know what? Have you seen?
It's like
those?
a trend. It's like everyone could always do with a little Jesus.
Yes.
You know?
He said, and so they passed out to me. I ended up with 3 of them. I was like, guys, I already have them. They're like, well, you keep passing around. So I took one. I gave one to my cameraman. I gave one to someone else, and they were just passing them around on
Yeah.
Sunday. I was like, man, it is cool. And again, we're not here to preach to you guys, but just knowing that that again, that is the reason why Jordan and I are who we are,
Yeah.
and that's
Yeah.
why we have a good outlook.
It's
on
it's
things.
genuinely really a joy to hear that, you
Yeah.
know, and it's cool like to watch that. And but man, I tell you what, bro, like it's good to have baseball back. It's good to be able to talk baseball. This is one of those episodes that I feel like our diehard baseball fans will love.
Correct.
Because we got into some stuff,
We-
you know.
we're this one's probably the most baseball we're gonna talk all year long. Where we just wanted to introduce you guys to the squad, to the team, and
Yeah.
again, we've only seen 3 games.
And there's gonna be more stories that pop out. There's gonna be more players that pop out. Like we talked about Pierce George, you know, like you're talking about, had a rough Friday night and then came back Sunday, came in the game, held the win for the guys. Like,
And he dapped up almost every single kid who ran the post game, who ran the bases
that's
post
awesome.
game.
That's
he
awesome.
came out and someone asked, like, is he a coach? I'm like, no, he just pitched. He was just on the field. They're like, that guy was just. I'm like, yeah, that's why he's sweaty and he had his
Yeah.
jersey on, dapping up everybody. It is so stinking awesome.
it is, man.
It's so cool. And then, yeah, we're so excited to hear all these small stories. Like, again, Jordan Sprinkle, a great human being
Yep.
that whenever you
Fan favorite.
fan favorite anywhere he goes, just because of the human being that he truly is. And we'd love to talk to him, Pierce George, Braden Montgomery. Like, yeah, we want to talk to a top prospect because
yeah.
we want to hear we want to hear about his experiences
Yeah.
playing in the. We want to hear about his life, and it's different, man. Like, dude just signed for a $5 million contract last year. Like, that's cool, and
Yeah.
we're not here to put them on a huge pedestal and praise them because of that. But it's like, no, we want to get to know them. We want the people of Ktown and the listeners who took over this podcast last year. Basically, y'all took it and ran with it. Me and Jordan didn't do it. Y'all, the fans, did
It's
it.
true, man.
And so
Like,
we want to give that to you guys.
and it's cool to even know, like, man, we have people in Chicago listening to this podcast.
It's really
Like
true.
they're listening, they're you know, they're enjoying listening to, like, finding out some more stuff about their ball players. But I think the one thing that I love about our podcast, bro, to brag on us for a little bit,
Come on.
is that we're not trying to be something we're not.
Yeah.
We're coming into this like we're having genuine conversations, and then we're taking those genuine conversations, turning them into questions that we would ask a guy if we were sitting across a table from him having
Right.
dinner,
Yeah.
putting it on the podcast, and then relating it back to baseball in Kannapolis, because we're talking ballers, bro.
Yeah.
We're not the official podcast of the team for a reason, because we want to be able to do what we want to do.
Correct.
You
Yeah,
know?
exactly. So, like, we don't have the crazy big time sponsors, right? We don't have any of that stuff. Although, if you want to be a sponsor, we'll talk to you guys in a little bit about that.
Absolutely,
But
we will.
yeah, it's like, yeah, we're not the official one because it's just me and Jordan. We're just shooting it right now. We're just having fun, man. We're
Yeah.
shooting it from the hip. Again, we record this across from the railroad tracks from the ballpark at Jordan's office, and it's just all just me and Jordan,
Yeah.
just rocking and rolling, dude, and just having fun. We're just two good buddies that, again, this all started 3-4 years ago. We talked about wanting to do a Ballers podcast, and ended up coming to fruition last year.
Yeah.
And you, the fans, took it and ran with it, and then now back for season 2, which is so stinking cool. We just talked. How long? I mean,
We're about an hour in here, bud.
are we really?
Yeah. What a joy. What a joy it's been. Season 2 is here, and I couldn't be more excited to be doing it with you, brother. I think this is going to be a heck of a year.
Yeah.
And Trevor and I have some dreams about, you know, what we want to do, not with this podcast, but some stuff that, you know, that we feel like the Lord may be like building up inside of us that we may be able to share with you this year, or it might be something down the road a little bit further. But hey, we have so much fun doing this, and it's so much fun when you do it with someone that you complement each other as far as, like, you know, skill wise. Like, Trev puts together all of our research. I'm more the technology guy, making sure we get it recorded right,
sir.
you know, and so we complement each other. But when it comes down to it, we both love baseball. We both love Kannapolis and love us some Jesus.
Come on now. Amen, brother.
Hey, so if you would like to be a sponsor of the Talking Ballers podcast, we could definitely use your help. Cheerwine, we're still coming at you. We still need you. We love you. Listen, but we want to partner with you, and we will be the best partner you ever have when it comes to being a partner as far as sponsoring us. We have some dreams and aspirations. We'd like to make this a video podcast. We'd like to do all that stuff. And with video podcasts come places to place your sponsorship. But also, we would make commercials for you, throw them on here on the show.
Come on.
And we just want you to know that we can handle it and handle your business.
And we would be all in.
We would be all in about you. We would be all about you. Also, if you want to, go swag some, grab some KCB Talking Ballers merchandise, you can go to talkingballers.shop. We're going to have some season 2 stuff probably coming along the line. We're going to have some good stuff coming out, but it's going to be such a fun year, man. I'm pumped, Trevor.
Yeah, I am too. Yeah, again, appreciate all the things that you do for the Talking Ballers podcast, for the Kannapolis Cannonballers, of course, being the PA announcer. And yeah, I'm excited just to get back to baseball and talking ballers. And the fans are awesome. We love you guys so much for all the support you've given me and Jordan in this podcast and just the Kannapolis Cannonballers. If you guys have any questions for us, feel free to shoot us both messages on either Talking Ballers or Jordan Cannell on his social medias, Trevor Wilt, my social medias, whatever that may be.
Yeah.
We would love to answer any questions. We would love to meet you guys wherever. We think it would be really awesome to go back to Towel City Tavern and do another live podcast. We know Ktown Connection just did one. And they're awesome with Chris and Ryan Dayvault. So they did it. We want to go back there. There's other places that we can go. We can come to your company's spot if you want us to.
Yeah, that's right.
We can go to a realtor spot if we want.
That's right.
Whatever we want to, man.
Yeah.
We'll have some fun with it. We can do a podcast in a dentist office.
Oh.
You just let us know. Whew. We'll have some fun with it. Maybe not there. That'd be kind of weird.
That'd be fun.
Someone's getting a root canal. We're talking ballers.
Yeah.
We can talk root canals. Or not.
I don't know, man. I don't. I have dentist phobia, I guess, maybe.
Do you really?
I mean, I go to the dentist obviously because you want to keep your teeth healthy, but big dentist phobia here.
Oh, I love the dentist.
Do you really?
Yeah.
I guess I like going to the audiologist, like when you go and get your ears cleaned. Oh, it feels so good.
Never done that.
Oh, it's amazing. It's like you can put you to sleep. It feels so good.
What?
Yeah.
I love whenever I clean my ears with a Q-tip. Oh, you're not supposed to do that, though.
You're not supposed to do that.
But I do it. You still do that?
I do it too. Yeah.
You do? Okay, cool. Because I feel like you look dirty if you don't, right?
That's right.
You don't want people looking at your ears and seeing crust in your ears.
Oh, especially because I wear these things called in-ear monitors, like on a weekly basis. Where you pull them out and you got some gunk in them. People know you're not taking care of your ears.
Amen to that, brother. Yeah.
Hey, listen, we're gonna stop this podcast. We're just over an hour. Thank you for listening. You've been listening to Talking Ballers. It's going to be such a fun year. I'm Jordan. He's Trevor. We're Talking Ballers, and you've been amazing. We'll see you on the next week's episode. Later.